Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, welcome to Night Thoughts, the Cars podcast with Dave and Donna. I'm Dave, Mr. Steel Wool, and joining me is our co-host, the Les Nessman of all things the cars, Donna.
Can you hear me, Dave?
I can. How's it going, Donna?
It's going good, except that you used my nickname for you, Steel Wool, Mr. Abrasive.
The best defense. The best defense against something is to use it before they do.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Mr. Steel Wool.
Yes, that's you.
Which, interestingly enough, go ahead.
I'm Les Nessman. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Mr. Steel Wool also describes my chest. So.
Gross.
And silver too. So.
Moving on.
Yeah, that's great. Well, hey, I've got to tell you this before we get started, Donna. You remember that on eBay, that Heartbeat City display that had the cutout Rick Fly? Because I'm obsessed with the Rick Fly.
Yes,
okay?
You are.
I love the Rick Fly. That's just all there is to it. I bought the damn thing. Yeah. I bought it. I am in so much freaking trouble. My wife is going to kill me.
No, she won't. You can find a corner to hide it in. No.
I can't. Well, interestingly enough, the pictures that I post of, hey, we're getting ready to record the podcast, that's our den. And this is my spot in the den. We both have a desk. And originally my spot was, I had a big iMac and I would do schoolwork. Well, once I got the laptop, that went. And then I converted it into a little art thing because, I'd paint rocks and stuff like that. And now it's into full-blown podcast mode, this little thing. So I guess Rick Fly is going to go on the wall, and I'm going to get crap for it. That's all there is to it.
Well, I'm glad you bought it. It's like that was made for you. You had to have that.
Yeah. And the only other thing that I really, really want is, because how cool would a Rick Ocasek bobblehead be? Somebody has to produce one.
Oh my gosh.
Any bobblehead makers out there? We need a Rick Ocasek bobblehead.
Yes, and you know what? An Elliot one too, from like the time period when he had his big hair, his big loaf of brown bread on his head.
Hell, do the whole band. What the heck?
Oh my goodness, that would be awesome.
Would be awesome. All right, so let's get to the news. We've got starting a kind of a new format where I take care of the news at the beginning of the podcast. This is episode 6, by the way. Hey, 6 episodes. We're still alive. Pretty awesome.
Half a dozen. Doing good.
Yep. We thank all the people who've been listening and commenting, and feel free to make comments on the Cars Panorama Facebook page where we post them. Feel free to comment on Twitter on my at @night_spots account. But one thing I did was I set up a Gmail for people who like to email in things. So that's Night Thoughts Podcast, all one word, Night Thoughts Podcast @gmail.com. Drop us a line. You can send in a story, send in a question, tell us how much you love us, tell us how much you hate us.
Ooh,
cuss all you want. Okay? Just remember, we reserve the right to read your email on the air and or make fun of it. Right?
Perfect.
Yeah. My other bit of news is my Dante bribe update.
Oh, yes.
You remember last episode we were talking about Dante, and refresh my memory. How do you pronounce Dante's last name?
Dante Tomaselli.
Tomaselli. Okay, Dante.
Tomaselli.
Dante T.
We love
Dante.
it. Whenever we talk about Dante here at home, we say his full name all the time. We say Dante Tomaselli. My kids will even pronounce it like that. Tomaselli.
Dante Tomaselli.
Yeah.
Right. So Dante, last episode, Donna and I were talking about, you making a Cars video because you're talented and you love the music, and we wanted that, and I took it upon myself to give you a little bribe, and my bribe was an official @NiGHT Twitter button. You can hear it shaking right there.
I can hear it. Yeah,
listen to it.
There's proof.
Yeah, and we get no response from you, Dante. No response. Oh. So I'm thinking, this guy's playing hardball. He's playing hardball with me. So, I'm stepping it up. I'm going to step it up just for you, Dante. So here's the deal. Besides the NiGHT button, I'm going to throw in a band silhouette button. I'm not stopping there. I'm going to throw in a Cars fan club card. It's getting sweeter, buddy. It's getting sweeter.
Coveted. Very nice.
I'm throwing in the Best of the Cars bumper sticker for your cars. Yeah. And then here's the ultimate. I think this is going to throw Dante over the edge, Donna.
Let me hear it.
An official Night Thoughts podcast button.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
And this thing is huge. I posted pictures of all the stuff. This thing's huge. Dante, if you ever lose your gas cap on your car, this thing would be a suitable replacement. That's how big this button is. So that's some sweet swag there, buddy. If that is an incentive to make a video that for Donna and me, I don't know what is. I don't know how much more I could bribe you. Maybe have my mom clean your house. I don't know.
Come on, Dante, do it. You want to.
Yeah. And then plus the fact, how many podcasts do you listen to, Dante, where the hosts are speaking directly to you?
See, it's like you're here with us.
It's like he's here with us. That's true. All right. So episode 6, Donna, we are doing a biggie today. We're doing the Candio and Panorama Extended Editions, which will include an unboxing of sorts for both of us.
I'm so excited.
And any general statements before we begin on the whole expanded edition thing?
Well, I'm pretty jacked about it. Obviously, we've been doing a countdown for a while for these to come out, and I ordered the CDs from Amazon. I had pre-ordered them, so they arrived at my doorstep on Friday. But I wanted to support my favorite vinyl guy, and so I waited and went into town and picked up the vinyl issues from Bob Gallagher at 4,000 Holes in Spokane, Washington, my beloved Cars vinyl guy. And so I've got those in my hot little hand. I haven't opened them. I haven't even smelled them yet. I'm very excited to do that here on the show.
Because you know what?
Give it the sniff test.
The kids nowadays, they don't get it. They're all digital. They don't appreciate the smell of vinyl.
They don't. They don't appreciate the smell of a good book, and they don't appreciate the smell of vinyl. Exactly
right. Which, the other thing about vinyl, and I think it's a lost thing. When you would get a new album, and you would sit and listen to that album, it was part of the experience to read the lyrics, look through the album, sit there and hold it. Like you look at the back of a cereal box while eating breakfast. That kind of thing. That's lost now. Except for old people like us.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Well,
I'm excited.
I was just as excited, and for personal reasons, with the Candio offering, the thing that I wanted to bring up just generally on this whole topic is, back in '99, Rhino released the Cars Deluxe Edition. And I'm sure people can still get it. And it was done wonderfully. You've got a reissue of the Cars debut album as disc 1, and then disc
Right.
2 was the same album, all demos, with the exception of Good Times Roll, because I couldn't find the demo for it. And then you had
Right.
those extras that were from that time frame of They Won't See You, Take What You Want, Wake Me Up, You Just Can't Push Me, and Hotel Queenie. Okay?
Right.
Beautifully done. So, when they announced that they were doing, Candio and Panorama Extended Editions, my mind immediately went to, they're going to be doing deluxe editions the same way they did with the debut.
Right.
Not the case, obviously, which I guess is the difference between extended edition and deluxe. So, and I've seen a little bit of chatter on, Facebook and Twitter about it, and, people talking about, hey, the extras in there aren't even from that era of Candio and Panorama, and the fact that some people are just kind of complaining that it's kind of repackaging a lot of the same songs. The majority of both of these extended editions are the remastered albums that people bought the box set for. So you kind of got that going for it. But I'll take anything Cars. So, I'm very happy with that. I just, kind of wish that they, Rhino or OK Management or Rick or whoever's in charge of, putting all this stuff together would, keep things, time periods the same.
Right. I totally agree.
And not mixing it all up. They had a real good thing with the deluxe edition going on, and to see that same kind of format, happen with Candio and Panorama and Shake It Up and Heartbeat City and Door to Door would have been awesome. And now it's, I don't know if it's lack of time to do it or lack of material or sound quality, what have you. But that's probably the chief complaint that I have and that I've heard.
Well, I agree. And I've got a couple thoughts on that, because I was thinking about, and I think we've talked about this a little bit before, with the Candio, the monitor mixes, there's the whole story behind the monitor mixes, and maybe you want to address that a little bit. But like I was thinking, they wouldn't use that because those have already been out for a long time. So as far as putting out something new, although they've got those Northern Studios editions, are there more of those? I would have liked to have had a whole set of those, since the monitor mixes are already out. That would have been nice instead of just a select few. Yeah,
and so we're kind of segueing into let's stick with the Candio extended. Okay. You're right. The monitor mixes have been out there for years.
Right.
And my personal story behind it, I've told it to death. But here is rock and roll history. I consider it to be, and with demos, the sound quality was great on the monitor mixes, with the exception of Candio. Ben's vocal kind of fades out in the beginning of that, but they had the opportunity to take those mixes and the Northern Studio mixes and use the ones that they like in order to create a Candio deluxe edition. They had it, and that's what I thought they were going for.
Right.
And they put on Let's Go on the extended edition, which is a cool one to put on because it's got that, it's sung differently.
Right. That's.
Which, by the way, have you ever tried to sing along with that using the melody from the studio and not get screwed up?
No, I always think
it's impossible. It's impossible. I try to sing. I try to sing the version that I'm most familiar with, and Ben's singing this, singing it this other way, and inevitably your vocals when you're singing along go to the demo or monitor mix version. It's incredible. I try it every time. So,
you want to talk about those songs yet? Are you ready to jump into it?
I'm ready to jump in and open up my Candio vinyl and see what the etching is. I mean,
Okay.
we both already know from opening our CDs what the inside looks like and booklet and that kind of stuff. I'm really interested in seeing what the vinyl version of those look like and the etching on the back side of
the fourth side, yeah.
the fourth side. So here I go. I'm going to open it up.
I'm going to open mine too.
Oh, we're open, and you can hear all the crackling, our listeners.
Oh, yes.
God bless. I should also throw in a note that, you know, the old plastic CDs, you know, first, and this started with the deluxe edition, the debut deluxe edition. They went to the cardboard kind of plastic format, and these are just cardboard sleeves. I enjoy them so much better just because they're easier to open. My God. Did it not take forever to open a fucking CD back in the day? You have to run over it with your car to get that plastic wrap on. Okay,
my gosh.
I'm opening up. Big, beautiful picture of the band. I guess they call this, well, it's not a gatefold. It's a bifold, right?
Bifold, yeah. Yep.
A bifold album. And these pictures that we've seen before, right on the inside, all of the reference pictures for Candio featuring Candy Moore.
Yes.
And what's cool about that is the official Cars put out that little GIF or GIF, if you're one of those people.
Stop with the GIF. No one is one of those people.
You have to appease the masses. Well, maybe somebody can write into nightthoughtspodcast@gmail.com and let us know.
Please write in and complain if you don't like that Dave says GIF. Please write in.
Well, I'm not a GIF person. I'm a GIF person.
But you keep saying it.
Well, because people get all bent out of shape about it. So
wait. I'm not letting it go because I can't stand when people say GIF. So you need to start a poll on Twitter on if you pronounce it GIF or GIF. Everybody who's listening, you must go on there and make sure the world knows that it's pronounced GIF. Okay, go ahead.
Fine. I will do that on podcast release day.
Write it on your list right now.
Anyway, the Cars official put out that GIF of using the reference photo and then the album cover. And, you know, when they did that, I was like, wow, you know, that's really cool that they got this model to do this just for a GIF. Right. I don't know how many people realized, John probably realized it, but how many people realized that was an old picture and an old reference picture. So, you know, when I saw this, I was like, holy shit, these are incredible.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so on the inside of that, so I've got the first part. I'm opening that up, and we've got the first album.
Okay, wait. That picture on the left inside the thing just deserves a moment of silence because it is so beautiful.
It is
picture of the band. Isn't it great? It's so great. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The inner sleeve thing here kind of looks like a poster. And I've got that. Set that
oh yes. Okay, so there's that poster. I see what you're saying.
And
lyrics
then
on the back.
Now I'm going to the second side. Oh, and this one has another poster-like thing, which has all the information on it that the little booklet in the Candio Extended has. I think Donna just fell off her chair.
Sorry, I was still observing the
Everybody catch that? She was so enamored with that picture, she fell out of her chair. Wow. Okay, so now I'm on the second album, and because I'm ready to see the etching. And they did this for the Live at the Agora. So here I go. You're getting my reaction. Hey, you're not supposed to say nice before me. Ooh.
Oh, geez, the best defense is a good offense.
Oh, this is very cool. Very cool.
Awesome.
How do we describe this, Donna?
Well, it looks like a very fancy wheel.
It
You
is
know
a
what I
car
mean?
wheel.
Yes, it's very cool. I don't know how to describe it.
It's obviously a wheel with spoked hubcaps. On the outside rim of the album, you've got the car's logo writing repeated all the way around, and then
But
on the
it's not the traditional or the original logo though. It's
no, it's not the debut logo. It's the lettering,
right. Yeah.
Euro style font,
I love the
Euro style bold, and then on the inside, in the center, they have Candy-O done the same way, just repeated over and over. Very nice.
Yeah, circling around. It's very cool looking. Yay!
I could see someone doing that. And then on the reverse side of that, obviously, they have all the extras that are on there.
Yes.
So,
yes.
All right. So let's get into this Candy-O extended, Donna.
Yes, let's. Sorry, I'm good.
All right. So this has the remastered Candy-O album, and then it has all the extras. So let's talk about the extras.
Just one second here. Hang on. So I'm looking at these liner notes, which are great, and it has on one side of the liner notes, it has those pictures. They're in the CD, but the Rhino outtake type pictures. Remember last year when Rhino, was it last year or maybe the spring, when they released all of the pictures?
Oh yes.
That they made those gifts of those, and just what wow, new pictures, and obviously the photo shoots from the Candy-O cover, and so now I see they've used some of those on these liner notes, which is awesome.
Is that picture of Benjamin that's in there? Was that one of the ones that they released earlier?
I meant to go back and check when I saw the CD, because when I first looked at it, I thought, I haven't seen that one before. So
yeah, that was my thought too.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's different. I think they released some photos before, but I don't think they released all the photos.
Yeah, maybe not. I'll have to go check that out. And then, of course, these liner notes are written by David Wild, or with David Wild, I should say, who I adore. David Wild, he's hilarious. I listen to him.
David Wild?
He's like everywhere and in everything, and like the Grammys. He writes all sorts of liner notes and shows stuff, and I listen to him. I listen to this podcast called Rock Solid, and he's been a guest host on there, and he just knows everyone and everything. He's been in the business for years, and he's hilarious, and he has interviewed Elliot before and done things with Elliot, and so I was glad to see that he was involved in these liner notes, because he's pretty great.
Gotcha. Is there anything we could bribe him for? Because I'm all about the bribes.
I know you are, and you've got quite a stash of valuable stuff, so I'll have to think about it.
Okay. We'll get
set him
into
up
that
on Twitter and see if we can get him in here. Yeah.
Okay. So
moving on.
We've got these extras, and the expanded part of this album. You've got the Let's Go from the Monitor mixes. Yes. You've got Lust for Kicks, which that was a surprise for me, from the Monitor mixes. I was under the impression that Let's Go was going to be the only thing from the Monitor mixes.
Okay.
Then they have from Northern Studios sessions, Candy-O, Night Spots, and Dangerous Type. So, Donna, do you know where Northern Studios is? It's in the north, I'm sure.
It sounds like it. I don't know. I have not done. This was going to be my disclaimer, because I get very cave-ish and territorial in a sense. When these came out on Friday, even Thursday, I purposefully, I wasn't on Facebook anyway, but I purposefully have avoided reading anything that people posted about it or listening to anything that they posted, because I wanted to experience it myself. I did see in my scroll, I think Michelle posted a thing about Northern Studios, but I didn't even go read that. I haven't done any research on any of that stuff, so I'm not sure. Do you know where? Do you know much about that studio?
I'm assuming it's in the north, in the northeast, probably near Boston.
Do you want me to look it up while we're talking? I can look it up.
Sure.
I'm assuming it's a studio.
It's got to be studio. So, and I'll talk while you're doing that.
Okay.
Going back to the monitor mixes, and the thought that, you know, we have done a deluxe edition for Candy-O. You know, listening to the monitor mixes for years, I understand that they're incomplete songs. A majority of them do not have backing vocals.
Yes.
When I listen to them, I'm the backing vocals. I think that's fun. But they don't have Elliott solos
yes.
in them. And so, you know, I can understand from an artistic standpoint that maybe they didn't want to officially release those. But yet I go back to, hey, it's rock and roll history. It's kind of an alternate version. And, you know, some songs like Let's Go and It's All I Can Do, you know, follow a different vocal melody.
Right.
And hearing, you know, Dangerous Type, Candy-O, and Night Spots from the Northern studios, you know, obviously they have material from these Candy-O sessions. The Candy-O Deluxe could have been done. They could have pick and choose, you know, what they put in there, combine the Roy Thomas Baker Cherokee Studios with the Northern Studio stuff, and they could have pulled it off. I really wish they would have done that. There's so much awesomeness in the monitor mixes beyond Let's Go and Lust for Kicks. I actually have a couple examples that I'll pull up here. The one thing, first one here, let me find it. When we've got Double Life, which is a favorite song of our friend Jenna D. Another shout out. We haven't bribed Jen yet, have we? I don't think there's any need to bribe Jen.
I was going to say, I'm not sure that we need to bribe Jen.
No, we don't need to bribe Jen. Okay, so Double Life clip. Now, here's what I like about it is that, you know, they're going through and they're, you know, getting this song constructed, and you've got this part where Elliott solo should come in, and Rick fills it in with the vocal, and he's doing the give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me thing. And this is a real short clip.
Okay, go for it.
Mercy. Okay, nice. So you have that. That's the kind of stuff that's, how cool is that? You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you want to hear in a deluxe edition. And I'm sure people have heard a majority of the monitor mixes on YouTube and so forth. They've been out for years. But to have an official release, that's something totally different. Here's another one that I like. Got a lot on my head, and I've always called this the primal scream that comes through here.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, that is gold. I'm going to know, who is that screaming? Could be Rick. Do it again. All right. Yeah. Did somebody see a rat in Cherokee Studios? You know, who knows? I don't know. So, you know, but
great. I love it.
That's why I have so much love, you know, for the monitor mixes. And, you know, and like I said, I've got this personal investment, you know, in the fact that, you know, I was able to secure these tapes, send them to OK Management. And so, you know, for them to put just 2 cuts on there, I'm like, man, I went through a lot of trouble for 2 cuts. You know, I would have really have seen a deluxe edition. But then again, the world does not revolve around, you know, Mr. Steel Wool. So
that's right. It revolves around.
You go on. I'm happy for what I've got.
Yes. Well, and I'm just going to put in a shameless little plug. On my blog, I wrote out the monitor mix story and the history of all of that. So if anybody wants to go read that article, it's at www.sweetpurplegune.wordpress.com and just do a search for monitor mixes and you'll find that article and you can get the whole backstory because it's a doozy.
A doozy.
Oh, it's a doozy.
I like that. It's a doozy. It's a gassa. Yeah.
Yep. Watch your step on that one.
Okay, so out of all of those extras on the expanded Candy-O, what's your favorite, Donna?
Dave, I have to say, I love the Let's Go version, but because it is a monitor mix, I've heard it a lot. I love it, but I was blown away by the Candy-O studio, the Northern Studios version. Blown away. Love it. Love it.
There's a good example of the Candy-O on the monitor mixes. As I said, was the quality. Ben's voice kind of, goes out, and probably because he wasn't standing close enough to the mic when the song started or whatever. There's a perfect deal right there. I would prefer to have this Northern Studios Candy-O on a deluxe version than the monitor mix version. We have that. You want to take a listen to it?
Okay, before you play it, let me tell you really quick. I pulled up, it's actually called Great Northern Studio, and it's in Maynard, Massachusetts, where...
See, you knew it was somewhere up there. Great Northern Studios. They just didn't want to type out the great.
Well, remember when I had messaged you about it, and I called it the Great Northern version, then later I was thinking, it just says Northern Studios. What was I thinking of? How did I get a railroad name in there? And then, it actually, I was right. It is Great Northern Studio. They just
maybe it was a studio on a train, Donna.
Maybe that's why it sounds so awesome.
Well, the Cars have always been ahead of their time. I think they were the first band to record songs on a train.
There you go.
If you listen closely, you can hear the
cutting edge.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a listen to this Candy-O Northern version, and I myself, I love it. The rawness of the guitars, first of all. But the thing I absolutely love about this is Elliot's little flourish that goes reena 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 reena. I love that. So as I play this, if I happen to go reena reena along with it, you'll know that I love it. All right, so here I go.
Okay. Are you Dave?
Yes.
Sorry, technical difficulties. You're gonna play the whole thing, yeah?
Do you want me to play the whole thing?
I kind of do. Is that okay?
We can do like Romper Room right now. Listeners, do you want to hear the whole thing?
Everybody knows.
I see Billy wants to hear the whole thing. Mary, do you want to hear the whole thing? Okay. Yeah, we'll play the whole thing.
Yeah,
right,
okay,
here we
go for it.
Reent.
Oh,
Don't know how to spell
my
that. It's R-E-E-N-T-E-R, Reenter, and Reent. R-E-E-N-T. Reent. That kicks ass.
Oh my gosh, it is so great. So great.
And then
I love
I
it.
forgot that Elliot does the guitar solo, and then in the studio, it's Greg doing a key solo in that part, or there's more Greg keys in it or whatever. Man, it's fantastic. Fantastic.
I love it. I love Ben's voice in that version. I felt like when I first listened to it, I hope this isn't, well, it's going to be what it is. But to me, one of my first impressions was that he had almost like an early days of Neil Diamond metallic kind of edge onto his voice. Truly, don't tell anybody, but I'm a big Neil Diamond fan.
You just did.
Don't tell anybody. Everybody keep it quiet. I love Neil Diamond. So some of
Hey, you want to do
earlier...
let's do a duet of You Don't Bring Me Flowers, You Don't Send Me Love Songs.
Oh
you can do the Neil Diamond, I'll be Streisand.
Oh, why do you say things like that and throw me off? Okay, I'm just saying. I felt like Ben's voice had just that, the early, not Hot August Nights, but just the early Neil Diamond. He just has this edge to it, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yeah. And I love that his different ad-libbing. Well, just the fact that he does more ad-libbing in this version, with the, and this, and the pronunciations, the differences in the way he pronounces the words and stuff. Just so exciting to hear the energy I feel like he has in this recording. And the one thing did you notice? I think that there's a little bit of backing vocal on the chorus.
Yes.
And that was a little odd. I can't decide yet if I like it or not. I'm sure that when I listen to it the next 686 times today, I'll form an opinion. But that threw me off a little bit.
Ben on the studio version of this, his voice is more, I don't even know how to describe it. I'll just say, God, the only word I'm thinking of is paranormal, which is not the right word, but he's got the candio kind of thing.
Yes.
And he's just like straightforward.
Yes. It's more rockin' somehow in this version. I mean, it was already a really great rock song on this album, but this version, like I said, it just has an edge to it or something. It just has something that grabs you when you listen to it. I think it's so terrific.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
sorry, I could gush forever. You better cut me off because I might fall out of my chair again. Go ahead.
Yeah, we don't want that. That vocal style of having the candio, extending the vocal. That kind of leads me to think of one of my pet peeves. And this is not with Ben. Benjamin doesn't do this.
Okay, good, because I totally got my dukes up right there. But I'm stepping back, stepping down.
I know Rick Springfield does this. It drives me nuts when people are singing a song and it says, like if the lyric is, "I'm here for you." It's guys who do this. "I'm here for you."
Well,
it's
he's
you,
Australian.
not yo. It's here for you. I'm here for you.
Well,
yeah. Kind of the same thing.
I hate to agree with you because I really like Rick Springfield.
I do
and
too.
I give him a pass because he's from Australia.
Yeah.
So
I think we can bribe Rick Springfield.
Our list of people that we are trying to get is growing all the time. Yeah, I'll bribe Rick Springfield. You bet.
Well, see, I'm doing a little thing here, Donna. See, what I'm doing is I'm getting Dante nervous. He's thinking, oh my gosh, he brought up Jen. He brought up the guy
David
who wrote
Wild.
up the liner notes for Candio. Now he's bringing up Rick Springfield. Oh my gosh, I better take this sweet Cars swag and make a Cars video before Rick Springfield does.
That's right.
That's what I'm doing. I'm playing the game, Donna.
Yeah, you're a professional. Listen to you.
I am. All right. So, any other thoughts on the Candio Expanded?
Candio, maybe. Let's see. Well, I just was going to say on that Candio edition of that song, the bass on that is so off the chain. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, as far as the rest of it goes, I love the song "They Won't See You," but I still prefer the Elma Combo version.
That goes back to, I've seen people comment like, okay, they won't see you. It's why are they putting that on there? It's not even from that era. It's already been done.
Right.
And they put "That's It" on this again, which people who have the first big Rhino release, the anthology, that was on there. So it's it's a repackaging kind of thing. When they could have taken more cuts from the Monitor mixes or any other that they had from Northern Studios and put those on there.
Right.
I'll put a shout out into N4 Dangerous Type, the Northern Studios version that's on there. I love this version for the same reason that I love the Candy O version on here. It's because it's raw. It's got a different feel to it. Rick's vocals are a tad different, and you can tell they're, still working at the lyrics and so forth. Let me just play the beginning of that, because I love it. Now that guitar sound is, awesome.
Yes.
Almost makes me want to fall out of my chair.
Hang on. I think that I really like that version. I didn't prefer it over the studio version.
Really?
Well, I really love the studio version. That's one of my favorite songs. So it would have had to have been pretty great to. But it was good. We should make that disclaimer once again too. Anything that I say that's not overboard gushing doesn't mean that I don't like it. I love everything Cars. So
Me too.
In that sense, I love the Great Northern Studios version of Dangerous Type, but at a more, detailed level, it wasn't my favorite.
All right, so Donna, you bought both vinyl.
I did.
You bought the Panorama vinyl. I did not buy the Panorama vinyl.
Okay.
I'm not a big vinyl guy because I don't have a turntable. I'm never going to play it. I'm trying to get out of collecting things because I had amassed all this stuff and gotten rid of it, and now it's like I'm starting to amass things again. I had to get the Candy-O extended vinyl just based on the deal with the Monitor mixes and so forth. So
right.
You have the Panorama, so why don't we have you open that up and tell us about it?
Okay, I'm opening it right now. Can you hear it? Oh, let me sniff it. Oh my goodness. Love it. Okay.
So what does vinyl smell like, Donna?
It smells like a little slice of heaven. It smells like Teen Spirit.
Smells like Teen Spirit. Okay.
No.
Well, you should be doing it, but maybe you should be don't. That's what also that.
All right. So I'm opening it up, and it's got the very similar to Candy-O, where it's got the little all those individual pictures in one little collection over here, the collage. And those are some pretty great pictures, some that we've seen before, some that I hadn't, but they're the same as in the CD. And then, of course, on the left, there's the single large photo of the guys, which looks great, all with their sunglasses on, well, except for, I guess 3 of them have sunglasses. Anyway, so that all looks really great. So opening up in the first pocket, you've got the liner note. No. What is this? Oh, this is the lyrics and the panorama photo. And then
which is like a poster, right?
Yes. And then in the other pocket, you've got the liner notes again with David Wild, working with Greg Hawkes, I believe, on these. And they're not as long as the other liner notes. So on the back, this one only has liner notes on one side, and then on the back there's more photographs of the different guys from the band, which all look great. Okay, now the moment you've been waiting for, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to make a prediction.
Oh, tell me what you think it is.
I'm guessing It is what I call the Panorama Circle with the guys holding the guitars. I think it's something based on that, or the race car flag.
You don't get more than one guess. You just get one guess. What do you think it is?
Okay, I'll take the second one then. I'm going with the race car flag.
Dang it! That was it.
Am I right?
You got it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the Panorama flag. It looks so cool. It has so around the edge, just like in the Candio one, it has the cars all the way around the edge. But then the rest of it, it says Panorama, same font, and then it has the flag. The rest of it's just all the flag. And I love that flag. So yes, it's very cool.
And I guess we should point out that Donna and I will post pictures. It's hard to get a good picture of an etching, but we'll post pictures. I'll post the picture of the etching on Candio, and she will post the picture of the etching on Panorama. Perfect. And we will do that when this podcast comes out.
Yeah, I'll do it. So, yes, Panorama. And this, my first thought was what you have already said, actually, is that I wish that they would have chosen extras from this time period, from Panoramas. Certainly, surely somewhere, there are alternate versions of the Panorama songs. There's got to be.
And Panorama was recorded at Cherokee also. I think in some other place I read in the liner notes. But, so you got the same kind of thing going on as with Candio.
Right.
I would agree with you. On there, the new cuts are Shooting for You, which the official page released quite a while ago. We've got The Edge, which is, we had to wait for the album, to come out to hear. And then what we thought was a new song, Be My Baby, which turns out to be Maybe Baby, but a very cool alternate version of it. But, Shooting for You has been around in the Panorama for a long time. Not the recording, but just talk of it. And I can remember people back on the Frozen Fire email list talking about Shooting for You as being an outtake from Heartbeat City.
Right.
So, that's that one. The other two were definitely done at Synchro Sound during the Shake It Up era. And I'm not so sure that maybe Shooting for You wasn't done during that time period or at that studio as well, and they were just considering it for Heartbeat City afterwards. But
go ahead.
We've got all those great cuts from the Rhino Cars Anthology, which came out like 95, 96, something like that. Little Black Egg, Fun Time. Those were things that they did in their studio. And I just get the feeling that these three songs, were done, during that time period. Definitely Be My Baby. But the Edge and Shooting for You possibly being done during that time.
Well, yeah, the Shooting for You is copyrighted in 1983. So it did come a little later, but I mean, that doesn't mean it wasn't around.
Ah, okay. So it is, you've looked up the copyright. Oh, they've copyrighted it on the album as 1983? Is that what you're saying?
I wrote an article in June after the Shooting for You audio was released. I wrote an article about it for my blog, shameless plug again, sweetpurplegune.wordpress.com. If you do a search for Shooting for You, I wrote just my impressions and just a smidge of research. I didn't do a ton, but it was copyrighted in 1983. So, like I said, it doesn't mean that it wasn't written or that they didn't fool around with it before then.
Yeah.
But,
well, I would say that's definitely Heartbeat City era then.
Right.
And then the other two being Shake It Up era. So, yeah, putting those on the Panorama Extended makes no sense whatsoever. But, and we don't know the inner workings behind the music biz. Like I said before, It could be Rick can't find the material. Think about the library this guy must have of stuff.
Oh, believe me, I think about the library a lot.
Yeah.
What I wouldn't give to be allowed to go through his vault.
It just takes a bribe, Donna. It just takes a bribe.
Okay, that's our next bribe. So we've got Dante, We don't need to bribe Jen, we decided. David Wild, Rick Springfield, and now Rick Ocasek for the vault. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. The vault. It could be a situation where, he can't find it, sound quality or whatever, but it's just, I'll take anything I can get Cars. But I think the Panorama Extended we shouldn't have right now. They should have waited on that, until they could get something that has to do with that era. I mean, otherwise you just have, some stuff from Shake It Up, one song from Heartbeat City, and then the remastered album, which, most of us have through the Electra Years box set.
Yeah, and that Panorama is my absolute favorite. So
mine too.
For me, it's just extra of, gosh, I really want to hear some other stuff from the Panorama era. Although I did think, do you have the Edge? Are we going to listen to the Edge?
Yes.
Because in some ways I do think that has a Panorama sound and feel to it. And we can talk about it if you want to play it. We can talk about it afterwards if you want, either way. But it has a feel to it that I liked. But yeah, I would really have loved to hear alternate versions of those. You Wear Those Eyes and
before doing that, let me say that the Be My Baby or Maybe Baby, very cool, extra little guitar flourish in there that they obviously replaced with Greg's keys. And I don't have a vocal impression of it. I don't think I could do it justice. I don't have it keyed up to play, but that is very cool. Please give that a listen. Shooting for You, everybody's commented on that. I know a lot of people comment, hey, where's the Elliott solo? But I don't even think this is a song that would have had an Elliott solo. I mean, there's just some songs that Elliott doesn't solo in. But, I mean, what's not to love about this song? I mean, the drum beat always kind of reminds me of Maniac from Flashdance
or whatever.
Yeah, but then once you get that bass line and those guitar riffs going on there, I mean, it's just awesome. And the other thing I like about Shooting for You is there's a little car horn sound that's in there. And the first time I listened to it with headphones on, I literally turned around and thought, who the hell is honking their horn in front of my house? And then I realized it was on the song. It comes in the left channel, and I was like, what the hell? Yeah. All right. So the Edge. Anything you want to say about the Edge before I play it?
Hang on. Let me go back to Shooting for You really quick, because I just have to point out that one of my favorite things about that, after the bend vocal, which I love the bend vocal, is Greg. I really felt like Greg was kind of experimenting. I knew it was a demo. I knew that because Elliott had said on his Facebook page that when people were freaking out that there wasn't a guitar solo, he was like, well, we just hadn't laid a guitar solo down yet. We hadn't gotten that far. It's just an unfinished demo. So I had kind of probably already had that in my mind. But when I was listening to it, I really felt like Greg was maybe experimenting with different sounds, different possibilities. To me, I speculate that the song obviously wasn't in its entirely finished form, and that maybe during the recording of the demo, he was kind of monkeying with some different things, because there's such a variety of things he did with his synthesizer on that song. And really my favorite is the dun, 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 dun. It has like this Hanna-Barbera, what are those old cartoons? Where you just picture Hanna-Barbera, where you picture the pagoda and the fat stereotypical person from the Orient. It has that feel to it, which seems so Greg to me. Anyway, I don't know. I got a kick out of that. So that's one of the things I like when I listen to that song, is I just have to smile at Greg and his personality and his little fiddlings on the synthesizer. So I just wanted to.
What about the Edge? Initial thoughts on
that? My initial thoughts on that. I have mixed feelings about it. Again, my disclaimer, I love the Cars. I love everything the Cars. And I love Benjamin's vocal on it. I love the lyrics. I think the lyrics are great. And I think that's partly why I think it's Panorama-ish, is just the way Ben sings it, and the lyrics are just off, or I don't know, they're just quirky. But
and sometimes a bit too long in there. It's like he's trying to fit a watermelon into a banana peel. In certain parts. Like there's the part about what is this? Something about your own dilemma. Something of your own dilemma.
Yes,
and
something
it
of your
should
own
just
dilemma.
should just be something of your dilemma. If they threw out the word own, it would fit. But it seems like he's rushing, some of the lyrics along, although the lyrics are awesome.
But I like it though, because he can do that. The way he sings and pronounces things and his different take on stuff, he can put it in there, and even if it's off the melody, it just still sounds so great. I always think that he can just sing anything and make it work. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was going to, aside from the vocal, I was going to say that it really needed a lot more guitar. And again, maybe it was an unfinished one like Shooting for You, but I felt like it was really lacking in guitar. When it gets to that keyboard solo, when he says something about, you need to take off the edge, and then it goes to sort of like a chirpy, hee-hee kind of synthesizer solo, when what I felt like it really needed was just a banging guitar. I mean, it just really needed to give me an edge right there. And so I was disappointed on my first listen. And
are you talking about the?
Yeah, I think so. Let's listen. Let's listen to it.
Yeah.
Oh well, it just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit to me.
Make sure you listen. I like Benjamin's little exclamations during the song. Like there's one part he's like, "Ho, ho!"
Yes, I love it.
Ho, ho. All right, so let's play the Edge from the Panorama Expanded Edition.
Perfect.
Down a kingdom come, but that's just what he says.
is something. He's got the hope,
Love it.
and he's got the go, and then he could have probably put in snow and blow. It's so cool.
I love it. It's really so great. It really is. So I listened more specifically for that, and there are lots of lines where they're crowded with words, but boy, he pulls it off.
Yeah.
The prisoner of your own dilemma was that line you were mentioning.
Prisoner of your own dilemma. Yeah.
Yeah.
And does he say something about a Jedi in that?
Yes. Yes.
I can't remember what the specific line is. Something Jedi. I'm like, Jedi? Star Wars?
Jedi. Yeah, it's something Jedi. He pockets all your hope. Is what comes right after with Jedi. I can't remember what he said right before. Something. So I think he said you talk about your Jedi, or you something like that.
Yeah.
He pockets all your hope. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew that would stand out to you. The first time I heard that, I was like, did he just say
Jedi?
That's what I thought I heard? Yeah. And then the line, the only time you sleep around is when you need some help. That was like, youch, wow. That's a great lyric. It's interesting.
Obviously not referring to the Jedi.
Well.
Jedi are forbidden from attachment.
He didn't say anything about attachment, Dave.
Just saying. No.
And then there was a line toward the end about if you really want to hang yourself, go and buy the extra rope, or don't forget the extra rope, or something about extra rope. I just need to listen to it more, but I'm sure I might pick it apart and write do a lyric.
Lots of lyrics to listen to in that. Yeah.
Yeah. And he said something too about you're lost in your ballerina. It's like I'm dancing with myself or something like that.
Dancing with myself. I love that line.
Yeah.
Dancing with myself.
Great lyrics in there. The bass is great. Okay, so did you see what I was saying though about, he's all take it off or whatever, and then it's a dee 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 dee.
Yeah, and there
really
should be
a
solo
guitar
in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a part where the keys get to be too long, and you need a solo in there.
Yeah, yeah. And this song, with just the title, the lyrics, Ben's kind of his attitude when he's singing it, it all definitely pointed to a good solo, a good, just meaty solo, and it wasn't there. And again, maybe it's because they hadn't finished the demo at that point, like Shooting for You, where Elliot said it just hadn't been completed yet. Maybe that was the case with this one. I don't know.
Yeah. I love being well, I can't say armchair producer because they sit in armchairs, but a backseat producer. Yeah, this would have been great there, whatever.
I know, right? We're so superior with our sitting at our little desks with our headphones on.
We can do it. We have a podcast.
That's our job.
That's our job. All right. Any other final thoughts on the whole Panorama extended package there?
Well, of course they have Don't Go to Pieces, so they added a B-side to this one too, like they did with Candio, and that was out on the anthology. So the same kind of thing there. Although Don't Go to Pieces is literally in my top 3 all-time favorite Cars songs, so that doesn't bother me.
Yes. I played that once in class.
Did you?
When I taught the little ones, the kindergarten through second graders, we were talking about feelings and, happy and sad and mad and scared. And we were talking about music making you feel a certain way, because the kids were talking about how this music scares me, whatever. And so I actually lined up songs to, give them the feeling of different things. And this Don't Go to Pieces was happy. And just let me say that it was one of the highlights of my teaching career to play a Cars song in my classroom and see little kids dance. They literally got up and danced when I played that song.
I love it. Yay!
As opposed to Shooby-Doo.
Crawled under their desks. And...
Mom! What are you playing for my kid?
They went home traumatized after that one. Yeah, Don't Go to Pieces is a great song, and that's I know a whole nother topic, but so I like that they put that on there. I don't care for Be My Baby or Maybe Baby either, for that matter. In general, And that's a whole other topic too. The Shake It Up album. Love all things cars, but underneath that love, don't like that album very much. So I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point. So I wasn't impressed with the Be My Baby.
Yeah. So where do you think Rhino is going to go from here? Do you think they're setting up for a Shake It Up, Heartbeat City, Door to Door extended edition, and just getting rid of the thought of getting rid of the deluxe editions?
Well, it's okay. So let me take that back. I hope that they're going to do something more with the rest of the albums like they've done so far. But I absolutely would prefer a deluxe edition. But I guess if I had to predict, yeah, I think they're probably going to go with an extended version because that's what they did with these 2 albums. Well,
yes.
Unless they have, well, okay, I was just going to say, unless they have more stuff for the other albums, but they had the whole Monitor mix set. And obviously Great Northern Studios too. Yeah, so I don't know. I wish they'd go with the bigger
You're always
stuff.
going to have the complaint that they're rehashing stuff they put out before, because even a deluxe edition or an expanded edition is going to include the remastered studio album. So you're always going to have that. And the key to Rhino being successful with these is what the extras are. I don't think that they can get away with, keeping up the mishmash of timelines and things that don't fit, and offering 3 songs, as little as 3 songs as extras. It was just 3, right? 4, I guess, if you count Don't Go to Pieces. Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, buying an album for 4 songs is, some people are going to be like, I don't really want to go with that. Candy-O Expanded is a little bit better off.
They had 7, I think, on the Candy-O.
7 songs. Yeah, if you include that's it. So
the B-side.
They kind of need to watch that, but.
And I don't have the audio discernment to really tell the difference between the original studio versions I have and the remastered versions. Do you? I hate to admit it, but I can't hear. I can't hear a big difference.
I've got a big one now with the other ones. I couldn't tell as much, but the biggie for me when I got the box set was Panorama. And I say Panorama is one of my favorite Cars albums. It wasn't. It was dead last until they put out that box set and remastered it. And the reason is it was, it's a dark album anyway, but in my experience, I had it on vinyl, I had it on cassette tape, and it was always very lacking any treble, very muted. Is a good word to describe it. And that remastering brightened it up. And it was like listening to a whole new album for me. And all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, this album's fantastic remastered. And I really got back into it. And now it's, it's up there in my top albums. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Like I said, for myself, I can't really tell a difference. So I'm glad that there is a difference and that they're not just,
Yeah. Well, you always have the people who are skilled in audio. And I think, I can't remember who talked about it, but somebody was talking about on Facebook how Take What You Want is, exactly the same that was on the deluxe, but that they stepped it up like 2 minutes in, up an octave or something or other he was talking about. And that kind of stuff I can't pick up. You have guys who talk about, the mid-range has obviously been, amped up, and then the lows and the highs and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I just got to listen to it. And if it sounds pleasing to me, that's all I know. I can't analyze it that much.
Yeah, that's me too. The thing, kind of going back to what you asked about where the Rhino's going to go with this, the other thing I keep in the back of my mind is next year is the 40th anniversary of the debut album.
Yes.
So it seems like it seems very logical that they would do something new or something to promote that debut album. But then would they also release 2 more expanded editions? Or, I mean, I'm just curious.
I don't know. I mean, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see brand new material from the remaining members, because that would be awesome. But I know what I don't want. I don't want another version of the debut album.
Right.
There's no point in it at this part, unless they feel like, you know, the studio album that was included in the deluxe edition. You know, I don't know how much it was remastered or whatever, but if they want to go that route and say remastered and then, you know, duplicate the deluxe edition again, you know, people are going to buy it, but not everyone is going to buy it.
Right, and it's just not going to be the explosive celebration of the 40th anniversary that I think it deserves. You know.
Yeah. I think what they need to do for the 40th is to have a contest. And it's the winner, because, you know, I'm bitter about that whole Heartbeat City MTV contest still.
Yes,
they ought to have a contest.
Private Affair with the Cars.
Private Affair with Rick Ocasek's Vault. That's what I want. And you and I don't know. Maybe we'll just, you know, we could fill out 1 million entries and we could win that, Donna.
I wonder if we know anybody who would arrange for some bots to vote for us.
I do not know. You know what? Possibly. You never know. There's a lot of bots in the Panorama.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Wow.
What I would love to see is I would love to see them put out some live video from 1978. Yes. Like the Rock Goes to College show is the epitome. And then we've got Music Laden, and we've got, I would love to see all of the show in France. Would love for that to be found and released. And any of their other shows from 1978. I would love for them to release a video. That would be, to me, that would be pretty awesome.
Well, I've always had the impression that the bulk of all of these extras that we've had over the years are coming from Rick. Rick's Vault, as we say. And
I assume that too.
You know, and I go back to 1, does he know where it is? 2, does he have time to do it? He's a busy guy, and getting that done. So I guess we'll just see. We'll just have to hope for the best.
Here's my part of the bribe for Rick. I will happily come and catalog your vault for you for free. For free. You don't even have to fly me out. I'll pay for my tickets. I'm an organizational nerd. I will come and label and sort and chronologically organize, and I will do all of that at no charge. Just let me in the vault. My gift to you, Rick Ocasek. I will do it.
I'll tell you what.
There I'll
step it up, Donna. I'll walk their dogs. Rick and Paulina have some cute dogs. I don't know if you've ever seen pictures.
I think I have, yeah.
Paulina's posted. Oh my gosh. And they got, I think it's a spaniel, maybe a little, and his name's Ludwig. Oh, that dog is so, I'll walk your dogs. You know what?
Perfect.
I'll clean up the poop out of your yard if you have a yard. I'll do that. Go. So let's throw that in there.
Yes.
That's a bribe.
There you go. That is double issue awesome stuff right there.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm expecting a phone call from Rick any day now.
Me too.
Probably by the weekend, maybe Monday. He'll give me a buzz. I know it.
You got it. All right. So any closing statements, Donna?
No, I'm pretty excited. Love new stuff from the Cars. I mean, you know.
Like you haven't already said like 10 times during this podcast, where can listeners find you?
Oh, did I mention I write a blog about the Cars and Benjamin Orr? I might not have said that before, but it's at sweetpurplegune.wordpress.com.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you can also find me on Twitter at sweetpurplegune and follow us on Facebook. We have our Cars Panorama group. Come find us and join. And I'm also Benjamin Orr, Sweet Purple June on Facebook.
All right. And then, of course, you can find me on the Cars Panorama Facebook page and at @night_spots on Twitter. I've been getting some more followers, and I can tell when some of these Facebook people are coming over to Twitter. Two indicators. One, they don't have a profile pic, and they're following like 187 people, yet they have no followers. And you get this. Those are the people that have come over to Twitter from Facebook, and it's like, yeah, I follow them. I'm like their only follower in some of these people. So yeah, keep doing that because Twitter is awesome. Trust me,
Twitter's
Twitter is
great.
awesome. Twitter's awesome. All right, and I'll also throw in, hey, Night Thoughts Podcast @gmail.com.
Yes.
Night Thoughts Podcast, all one word. Tell us what you like. Send us hate mail. We don't care. Ask a specific question about the cars, and we have the right to read it on there. It'd be so cool to have, questions for Donna, because, she is the, director of all things the cars, and ask a question, a comment, a story, anything you want to share about the cars. And we'll start reading those when we come on the air. Just make us feel wanted, damn it. That's all we want. Make us feel wanted.
Yeah, that'd be pretty great. Well, and posted. Sorry. Two things now because of this happened again. Okay, so we didn't mention this at the beginning, but we're now both on Direct Connect, so there's no delay between us. And the last episode, you did a disclaimer saying that you and I were not idiots, that there was a delay, and if we kept talking over each other, it was because of the delay. But there is no delay now. And as my son pointed out, that if we still do that, it means we are idiots.
We are idiots.
We have, in fact, done that several times, so we are still idiots.
Hey, I'll be the first to admit it. Mr. Steelwool and the Les Nessman of the cars are idiots.
Keeping it real.
We're just keeping it real. The other thing I'll point out about this podcast is we do it for fun. And we're the punk rock podcast, which means we don't give a whole lot of shits about how great the quality is. It doesn't have to be pristine. You just have to be able to understand what we're saying, and that's it. So it is what it is.
I forgot I was going to spit on the floor during this episode to prove.
Spit on the floor, and God save the Queen. There we go.
That's right.
Ah.
So what I was going to say was, did you posted on the Panorama page? You threw that out there that maybe sometime we would do a listener, more of a listener type of episode, maybe where we took questions. I don't know if we're thinking about doing live call-in stuff, or if we just were to read questions that people messaged us or emailed us. So just want to encourage everybody that way too. Tell us your thoughts. Get in touch.
That's the point of it. All right. And
love it.
One last thing we should mention, we're taking the week off next week.
Yes.
Donna, do you want to tell people why?
Well, I volunteer at a summer camp for children. My kids they also attend. And so I'm going to be a camp counselor for 11 seventh grade girls in my cabin for 7 days from Sunday to Sunday. So it's going to be, it's a really structured
giggling
camp.
You'll hear.
Oh my goodness. Yep. It's very rewarding and very wonderful, but it's definitely a commitment and investment. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to miss everybody in the Panorama while I'm gone, but hopefully you'll stay out of trouble, and I'll come up and clean your messes when I get home.
So we will be back on the week after with a brand new episode. So
yes.
All right. So closing out episode 6. Thank everyone for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye, everybody.